Understanding Facebook Ads Manager 2026. This is a very popular video that I do every year, so I'm excited to bring you the new updates. This is where I'm just going to go through the basics of the system. I'm going to teach you how to navigate around, what you need to know about, what you can completely ignore, because there are so many buttons in Facebook Ads Manager. I joke with my clients all the time that Facebook and I have a deal to keep it super complicated so that I can keep my job. And regardless of if we have the deal or not, they seem to be upholding their end of things. So it's very confusing back here, but I'm just going to go through everything. And if you are brand new, or even if you just know a bit about Facebook Ads Manager, you will pick up something new on this video. I've been running ads for over 8 years. And there's new things that I'm learning every week. So let me go through the system here. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. My name's Videll. You can book a free call with me below if you need professional, done with you, or done for you Facebook ads help. Otherwise, I will help you as best as I can in a YouTube video. So I'm on adsmanager.facebook.com. This is the easiest way to get here, by the way. You don't want to go to facebook.com first and click 5 things. Go to adsmanager.facebook.com. And then you're in here. Ideally, you've already put yourself in this system and connected to your Facebook page and everything. But if you haven't, go to business settings to begin with at the bottom left. And I will also say that in the bottom left, if it does say ad account settings instead of business settings, that means that you are in the wrong account. So you are probably in your personal account at the very bottom here. And this has a lot of limited functionality. So if you don't see anything else here, you're going to want to create a business portfolio because you don't want to be running ads from here. This is typically just for boosted posts that you do right from Facebook or Instagram itself. Otherwise, you should be within your business portfolio and then with your ad account, and then this should say business settings at the bottom left, which is also different than settings, which occasionally shows there, but business settings is where all of the important stuff happens. So if you do need to add other people into the account, this is the easiest way to do it. You add people right there, and you put in their email that is tied to their original Facebook profile is the easiest way to do it. They'll get an email, they'll come in here, and then you're going to want to connect your Facebook page. You're going to create an ad account in here. You're going to make sure your Instagram is connected as well. And then for making a pixel, all of that is going to display in here under datasets and pixels. This is the terminology that you'll want to be aware of. So what a pixel is a code that lives on your website that allows Facebook to track what happens on it. So if you have an e-commerce company, you put the pixel on there and it will know if they added it to cart, initiated checkout, purchased, all which are very necessary for it to know how to optimize your ads further. The data set is a pixel. It's just the newer version of a pixel that's been out for about 2 or 3 years now. Very minute details about it that are very rarely of concern to people at this point, so I won't detail those differences, but data set is just pixel version 2. Marketers still call it pixel because it's been that for like 10 or 15 years before data set, and we haven't really started calling it data set yet. So just know when people say pixels, they do mean data sets, and you do want to have a data set. If you have an old metapixel, which it will say here if you did make it before a certain time, which you can see on mine at the top there, then you will probably want to add a new one at the top right here and create a data set. Other than that, your billing and payments is down here, and that's also going to be generally on the left side menu too. It's there as well, and you'll want to have your card linked and fill out as much of this as you can. So we'll leave it at that for now. Going back into Ads Manager, this is where you're going to create campaigns. I will say, just in short, I do have full-length videos that go through a leads campaign and a sales campaign, by the way, on my channel. They're both over 30 minutes. And those came out in like the last month, so they're easy to find, or I'll link them in the description as well. But you're never going to want to do awareness, traffic, or engagement, okay? The only business that should ever do any of those is musicians. That's it, all right? If you're a musician, do these top 3. If not, leads and sales is all you're going to do unless you are doing app installs, which I still have yet to work with people that are trying to do app install ads. But leads or sales is the way to go there. So check out your respective video for what you're trying to get from Facebook for your business. The other major section that you need to know about is going to be Event Manager. So this is everything related to your pixels or data sets. You can see the overview in here. You can go into the data sets and you can see, what kind of activity has been happening. One tool that is essential for businesses to know about, which is completely hidden from you, is this thing called the Event Setup tool. So within your pixel, you're going to go to Settings, and then halfway down, you're going to find Open Event Setup Tool. And then you're going to put in your website, and then it will pop up at the top left here, which is a great way to know that you have a pixel that is actively tracking on this page. And then I'm actually going to go through right now and do some of this on my own website. I haven't been running ads to this page, is why I haven't officially gone through this, but this would be a way that you can go through and click buttons on your website and denote them as such things. If you do have a Shopify website, you don't have to go through and do like add to carts and initiate checkouts and everything. Once you put your pixel on your website, it's going to automatically do a lot of those things via an API integration. So just know that if you have WordPress, Wix, a lot of these, and you are able to download a Facebook and Instagram app and then connect it that way, it will probably auto track all of these events. But a lot of times you'll build landing pages and go high level or something, and you'll want to track what happens on the website, but you'll need to go through, and this tool is the easiest way to do it, and it's totally buried. So let's just say I want to make it where people who click on my testimonials link right there I'm going to call them a viewed content. I could do that, and I'm not going to include the value because that is not a purchase if they were to click that. I could also say that if they click on free consultation call, then that would be, they wouldn't be quite a lead yet. But if I wanted to say, I could call that a view content as well. I probably won't denote that as anything, but you get the point here. You can just go through your website, and it doesn't track a pixel on this page, but if it did, like if I clicked around to like this page or something, which I believe has my pixel on it, it does, then I can, just easily start tracking buttons on this page. So that is a really useful tool. That tracks, though, when someone clicks a button. It is more accurate to track when someone lands on a page for really accurate tracking, but this is a really useful tool for a number of reasons. Like you saw there, when they went over to my calendar page, it wasn't able to track them. So if you ever have some kind of system that you create where you aren't able to track the customer at a certain point, maybe you don't own the website, then you could track the button that happens before it is like your next best move. Otherwise, you can track the actual landing page or the confirmation page, and waiting for them to do that page load is going to be even more accurate. A couple other things that you should know about is this breakdown button here. This is where you're going to see your age, your gender, your country, your even Facebook versus Instagram versus Threads. All of these awesome analytics are going to be right here, and this is one of those buttons that took me a long time to figure out about. So you'll use this, and then also once the ad is actually running, it will say by dynamic creative element, and that's where a lot of the fun stuff is. So your headlines, your caption breakdowns. If you go in here and you create an ad and you write multiple different caption options, which a lot of people do, it doesn't show you this data of the breakdown of which one actually won. Anywhere besides here, you'll go to breakdown, you'll go to by dynamic creative element, and then you'll go to text in that situation to see the caption breakdown. As far as other tools that you'll need to know about, if you go under all tools here, you can see there's a ton of different things, right? The only other tools that I would even use on a monthly basis would be once you start running a leads campaign or an instant form campaign more specifically, you'll see something called Lead Center appear in the bottom left here. That's really useful for keeping track of your leads, and it also is good to go in there and tell Facebook whether your leads were qualified or converted, and it will factor that into the algorithm. So if you're running instant form leads campaign, you're going to want to know about Lead Center. Other than that, using this audiences function is probably the only other thing that I need to note in this tutorial. You can create a custom audience, a lookalike audience, which was an amazing technology a few years ago. Now it's really surpassed that, and using open targeting and not really giving Facebook too many interests or all of these other factors is actually a lot better way to do it. So you won't use that much. And then saved audiences, I would tell you to completely ignore saved audiences. You shouldn't be saving audiences. You should be using a manual setup audience every time you do Facebook ads so that you can change it. If you say, yeah, I'm going to launch an ad with this saved audience, you aren't able to make tweaks to it. So really, there's no benefit to it. There's only, some cons. So don't worry about saved audiences. Creating a custom audience, what that means is I could say, hey, I want to track everyone who's been to my website in the last 180 days. This is my test account, so I don't have the data set here. Or I could create a custom audience of everyone who has liked my Instagram post in the last 90 days. Anyone who has added a product to their cart in the last 30 days, but not purchased. I want to run ads, or I want to create an audience out of people who have watched more than 50% of this video. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do in here. And what you need to know about custom audiences is you can do 3 things with them. You can run ads to custom audiences, you can exclude them from your ads, or you can create a lookalike audience. Lookalike audiences are mostly an outdated technology. What it means is that it will take your custom audience input. So let's say I said anyone who's engaged with my Instagram page in the last 30 days, and then I will say find the 1% of America that is most similar to that audience. So factor everything about them, but the 1% of America that is most similar to people who have engaged with my Instagram in the last 30 days is basically what you were doing. And it used to be the cream of the crop for advertising to run to a lookalike of purchasers. But at this point, Facebook's algorithm does have targeting completely down, whether you do these tactical advantages or not. So you don't need to do lookalike audiences. It is completely out of date. Other things you should know about running ads is your budget. You should not start with more than $25 a day because that will make the algorithm hone in on your target customer more than anything you can do apart from like make sure you're running a sales campaign or a leads campaign, depending on which one you are, because if you do the other campaigns, you're really not going to find your target customer. But if you put in the general age and country and you don't even have to specify anything else, and you write a caption that's super clear about what you're selling, Facebook is going to get in front of the right audience. And if you give it $25 a day, it's going to make sure it puts your ads in front of the most likely to purchase people, because that's how it works. It shows to the most likely to purchase first, and then it goes up the tree from there. You should also know that this isn't as hard as you're thinking. If you have a product that people want to buy, Facebook is going to be able to get it in front of those customers at the right time. And if people don't want to buy your product when you get it in front of your target customer at the time that they are looking to buy said product type, then you've got a bigger problem than creating good ads. It really can't be compensated if you're not selling something that people don't want to buy. There's no amount of marketing or copywriting that's really going to fix that apart from lying. So if you have a product that gets sales when you get in front of the right audience, I can tell you this is very likely going to work for you. It might not be $100,000 or $1 million a month because I don't know the size of your market or really how bad people want it, but there will be a winning Facebook ad formula for you to find a profitable way of running advertisements if you know that there exists an audience of people who will buy your product if you can get in front of them at the right time and present them with the right offer. It's not that hard beyond that. I would say that's the hardest part. For a lot of companies I talk to that have invented this brand new thing, which is awesome, and it works out a lot of the times, but sometimes we don't really know. I had an invention I worked on for 2.5 years and I never sold a single one of them. So that can happen as well. And it really didn't matter how much marketing I did. People just didn't want to buy it because it didn't solve a big enough problem. So if you got something that solves a problem and you're not making on Facebook ads, this is something that you can probably generate a profit on month 1 as well. Google ads and other forms of advertising like Amazon PPC, which I also do a lot of, is generally burning thousands of dollars to figure out what not to spend money on, and then you have a refined product in the end. But the great thing about Facebook ads is, since we're starting with a $25 budget a day and we're starting low, you have very little chance to just burn a ton of money, right? Like, do not listen to the people who say, oh yeah, it needs more budget. That's why, especially like Facebook will tell you that, of course. Don't give it a ton of budget if it's not working. Don't keep giving it more, especially if it's not working. It's not going to be the fix. So for that reason, you can test with a really low budget. And if you don't see like a ROI within like 500 to $2,000, I'll say, for like more expensive products, the more expensive, the more budget you'll need before you can really see it turn around. You should be able to see that this thing is going to be profitable, if not already profitable, with just that amount invested. So it can be done in a month or two. And if you'd like my help with this, it is very complicated to set this up the right way the first time, but once you've got it down, it's very simple, is what I'm saying, right? It's like everything. It's difficult until it's not, and then all of a sudden you're like, it was simple all along, but it is a difficult path to find it, with being a beginner. So that's where I come in. If you want to get this right the first time, I have a done with you option. We're going to do 4 Zoom calls. You're going to be able to text me as much as you need to for a month. By the end of it, you'll know how to run your own ads. You won't need an agency, and you won't need me anymore either. Or if you would like me to run your ads for you, I can do that for some of you out there. I only recommend it to businesses that are totally cramped on time or want absolutely nothing to do with. Then you should probably delegate it. Either way, book a free call with me personally below, and I'll talk to you soon.